So
Thank you. Thank you. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to yet another, session with me right now. So, as I said in the previous session, or in the previous session, I must be discussed on an introduction, or on a little surfacial level we have spoken right now. Now let's go and understand as to we sometimes we like to explore with new designs, we like to explore with new colors, new themes with our the way we groom ourselves. So let's understand what are these elements of design. Anyone who's joined us live and who is listening to this later, do you have any idea about elements of design, if I may ask anyone here? Shabna ma'am, Manishji, anyone has an idea as to what elements of design is?
yeah, like structure,
Very okay.
spacing. I
Okay.
think everything.
Okay.
And what is the purpose also? So
So when we say elements of design, so when we say elements of design, there is a lot of different patterns, different designs which we get to notice in our own garments, or in in general in nature, or in everything. You need these elements of designs to be put together to get something, like a picture or whatever we call. It can be a picture, it can be an object, or it can be anything. Okay, when we call it as elements of design, and these elements will have different meanings to it. Different types of shapes, or different types of sizes, different types of things will have different meanings. It can be positive or it can be negative. So coming back to, let me just mention 5 elements, and then we will
very
deep dive and color. Okay, these are the 5 elements, or no, these are the general 5 elements which has been discussed. I hope now you are aware, and this is a form of creativity muscle which we are gonna work with, in today's session. How many types of different types of lines have you all heard, or how many do you know? Those who have joined us live, if you can share your inputs, it'd be great. Any idea as to how many types of lines, how many, what are the different types of lines, how many types are there? Anyone who wants to share their input? Okay.
I think it
Yes,
can
Shabna ma'am.
yeah, it can be very different kind. Like it could be a straight line, it could be circular, it could be, you choose any zigzag or any other form. Yeah.
It can be anything, isn't it? And when we call, when if you have to ask someone that what is the line, they will say it is something which connects from point A to point D, isn't it? Or it can be from 1 to 2, or whatever it is, which is connecting from a place to another place, or it can be connecting a dot to another dot. It can be that. And as rightly Shabna ma'am was telling, there are straight lines, there are curved lines, there are mind, or what kind of message comes to your mind? Do you get a positive message, or do you get a mixed message to yourself? When you see something straight, you feel, okay, this is too structured, or this is too formal, isn't it? We feel this way, isn't it? At many places, For different people, it will be different perspective. I am just giving you a rough idea as to what kind of message does it give you, or when people see you in that those kinds of patterns, and how these patterns affect you. What happens when you start wearing more structured clothes, say like your shirt and your pant or something like that? When you start wearing such kind of clothing, what happens to your mood or your feeling? Manishji, you want to share something?
Yeah, ma'am. Can you repeat your question?
Okay. What happens when you start wearing more structured, clothes like your pant and your shirt, or something with straight, vertical lines or something like that? When you wear something like that, how it will make you feel?
Uh, Actually, there is some internet issue. So I'm not able to get your question.
Am I not audible to anyone?
No, you are audible, but due to the some internet connectivity from my side, so that's why I have not heard your
Okay,
question.
okay, fine, fine, fine. Even you can put it in the chat box. Well and good enough. Okay, for those who are listening to this later, this is just a it can be little thought. I, it might put you on a deep level that okay, no, sometimes we feel no, how do you want to feel within yourself, or how what kind of a message do you want to give to people, or how do you want other people to perceive you? So how these lines can affect the way you think, the way you act, and all these things. The next element, uh, when we talk about shape, how do you define what a shape is in particular design? It gives you different, thoughts, different perspectives. Is it geometric, or is it organic, or is it abstract, or is it curvy lines or curvy shapes like flowers or something like that? What kind of shapes is it? So that is something which you can think about as to what kind of feeling you get when you wear a particular, when you wear geometric shapes, many feel that you are very authoritative, or you're very, very formal in the way you approach things. It can be that way. So we need to understand as to how, when you wear each elements of design in your clothing, how it affects you internally and how other people perceive you. Or when you see someone in that kind of garment, how do you perceive the other person? So this is something which you can start in these thinking in these lines. Because if you see, if you take up, different logos of different business or different, entrepreneurs or the, well established organizations logos, it gives you a particular perspective. Or if you're in an artistic field, even if the logo is very artistic, Maruti's logo you'll be able to identify. If you see any luxury brand cars, you'll be able to identify logos. And maybe start connecting that company with those, or with their what they, or the kind of they offered, or if you whatever you have heard. So you start connecting with those things. Sometimes when when before we plan to build a house, sometimes we get a three-dimensional pictures done, so that we get an idea as to how it will look when it's completely built, isn't it? Today we have the provision of getting done it using AI. That is also available right now. So how does it, that brings us to the next element, which is the form. When I say form, from when a light falls on a building, as to how, how it affects the photo part of it, how does each, the different lightings, how does it, put the picture in place, isn't it? When we take photo, we check with the lighting, we check with the, does it have shadows, or do you have to stand in the opposite direction? We check all these things before we go take a photography. And the, when I say texture, the next element, when we talk about texture, not everyone likes very rough textures, or it can be different things to different people, but we need to understand as to how does it feel, how does it look to you, isn't it? So all these things comes under all these last element of, color, as earlier, difference, as when add white it becomes light, we add black it becomes darker. So how does colors affect you when you see? Because we say, before we try out something, our eyes sees it first, so that we get a feel of it, isn't it? I think Shabna ma'am would agree with me on this.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
definitely.
the color of the colors which you use in your logos, the colors which you use in your flyers or your posters, or is it theme based? What it is, okay, the kind of branding which we do. Manishji will have a different kind of branding. Shabna ma'am will have a different kind of branding. The business, whatever they do, I'll have a different kind of branding. So we need to understand as to what each thing is, how all these elements of design can add up to your business or whatever you're doing with your professional or in your career front. And again, some people will have their own, some people use their name or their business as a Zoom background. Many people do that. So it depends as to how you want to brand yourself. Or are you working on sustainability or very organic look or something? And again, all these things is attached to the value system which we carry or which we follow. Do you have any questions?
So what is your suggestion? How should one approach the design when we are thinking about any particular day or even?
But yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I would suggest if you can give an example, like how to choose which elements to choose for any specific kind of event or day or anything that you can pick up. It's your choice because it can be very diverse.
Thank you for bringing up this question. And the different people will have different answers. As far as I am concerned, you can take any one element of design and focus on that. Or if you feel that your logo wants to says it all, then your shape and color will be your priority. You need to understand what is your priority. Do you want just logo, or do you want a name under your alphabets or whatever? Do you need a name under your logo? It all depends. And then you can decide your colors and other things accordingly. That's what I would say. See, now we have discussed the elements of design, which consist of line, shape, form, texture, and texture, color. Okay, in these things, we need to understand, what is that we want to focus on. All these elements put together, only we can bring out a good one. Say if you are very, because for many of us, visual appeals more than what we hear, isn't it? As we say, as we have heard that a picture speaks more than 1,000 words, isn't it?
Yes.
deliver or what we want to say, how will the audience know? Or how will your customers know? So we need to start thinking in those lines. Does that answer your question, Shabna ma'am?
Actually, the internet connection was poor, so we missed part of the answer, what you said.
Oops, okay. I'm saying, very simply put, now different brands have different logos, different color schemes. You need to check with your value system of your organization and accordingly work.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Simply
sometimes
put.
yeah. So sometimes I have realized like we tend to focus on color more or one or two element. So I think, yeah, thinking about all the five elements would be more wiser than,
Yes. Or some people just focus on shape and color, or some people focus on line and color, or line and shape. It differs for different people in different ways. That we need to understand as to where do we stand. Yes.
yes.
So yes. See, the thing is, I'm just trying to, now what see why I'm just taking different topics in each days, because so that I can get an idea as to what is the gap in different industries or different with different people with different places. What are the gaps which people find,
Yeah.
so that then accordingly to the feedback and the comments which I get, so that I can address those things accordingly more than any what is there. That's why I'm just giving gap, and where is the gap?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So,
Awesome.
Manishji, any questions? Or if you have any question, you can post it in the chat window also.
Yeah, I can ask one question ki, as you have said ki for business logo, we have to think about the color and design. Okay.
Hmm.
So how it is the good ki suppose that anyone is going to against that industry, like the food industry. In the food industry, color is approx, everyone is the thinking red color, and suppose
Hmm.
that I'm looking for the I'm want to go for the green color or yellow color. So how it will impact on my company brand, or how it will impact on my brand value or logo?
Uh, okay. See, if see, color is one element of it. What I would suggest is focus on good, that is the shape and the form. If that is taken care of, color doesn't matter. Color you can give it any color. Just focus on these elements so that the rest of the things falls in place. Does that answer your question, Manish sir?
Yeah, yeah,
This
thank
is
you.
what I would say. Color doesn't matter, but the line, shape, and the form matters. The design matters as to when you're or industry for that matter. So yes, and detailedly explain topic. If you have any questions or if anything, post it down below. And if you want me to talk about something in particular, you let me know that also, and that can be taken forward in the next session, up in the next upcoming sessions. Yes. Thank you.
Awesome. Sometimes also people put the same design on different products. So is it advisable or no?
As long as no other person is having, or say for example, you're bringing up with the logo, but check if there's any logo relating to that in the similar same industry as you're planning to. If there's no logo, then you don't have to worry. If there's a similar logo, then you'll have to think. If you have to redesign something, then you'll have to think. I think the best answer is, I think keeping yourself updated and upgraded is the best answer for that. And then accordingly work.
Awesome.
Yeah. So thank you everyone. If you have any topic suggestions or something, you can post it down. I will take it up from there.
Awesome. Thank you, Darshini, and thank
Thank
you for
you.
reminding us different aspects of design, and you cover very practical topics which are very useful, I hope.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Darshini. Thank you,